Good morning or good night, Gacha Kingdom. A few weeks ago, I asked you guys what you guys wanted to see for the first Friday of March, and the answer ended up being Raccoon Sampo, aka Alesh from Enfield. The problem is that I haven't had a lot of time between that 3 weeks or so since I made this poll to actually get to know Alesh all that well. Like, I know that he's a fisherman, and that's about it, other than the fact that I think he's hot. Because that one is currently on hold right now until I get proper time to actually play Enfield, I had to resort to Plan B. And the B in Plan B is an acronym for bookmarks, aka Twitter bookmarks. There's gotta be something in these bookmarks that isn't just research oriented. I had to have bookmark a video idea somewhere in here, please. Aha! Originally, I was going to go bar for bar with Yay Mako Protect here, and I was going to name every single gay category that all the Zenless Zone Zero men would excel at. But then I took a shower and my mind started going places, and I was like, oh my god, I really wish I had a waterproof mic right now. As the title of this video suggests, today's video protagonist is the Angel of Delusions. Specifically, we're going to be talking about nangong, as if this is the 2.7 update. How do I know? Is because I stole the 2.7 main story script and I rewrote it and then resubmitted it back into Hoyoverse, and I'm gonna see if they noticed anything. Here's how 2.7 is gonna go down. Now that it's the day after Gilded Carrot Day and everyone's cleaning up the streets after all of the New Year shenanigans that everyone's been doing, nangong is gonna bust through the door and she's gonna be like, proxies! So me and the Angel's been talking to Alaj and we're thinking about debuting our first album. Sunna is busy in the studio producing the album while Aria is busy out and about promoting our brand new album. And I was tasked with actually funding that album. You see, Proxy, when we released our physical EP for the first time, we didn't have a lot of money. So when we were giving out our first EP, when we were selling our physical EP, it was just a CD inside of a jewel case. Nothing special, it was just clear. Even the CD itself, it was just sharpied on by both me and Aria, because Sunna was too shaky and she couldn't see through all the tears when we actually sold a couple of our CDs. But now this is our first album, like more than just 4 songs on this CD. So we wanted to treat the delulus like how we felt with this album. So I was able to push production to greenlight a standard album release and a special Angels of Delusion release that had everything that we wanted to give the delulus. I approved of the packaging because I wanted it in a big halo box. Aria approved the light sticks that were going to be inside of it, and Sunna approved the earbuds that you can listen to all of our music wherever you wanted to. The problem is that because our special release is just so big, the production cost for that version of the album is super duper high, and even if we put out pre-orders for it, I don't think we would have enough money to fund it. So I'm in charge of making sure that happens, because if that didn't happen, well, our studio would be filled with tears. So Belle's sitting there and she's like, okay, well, that's easy enough, nangong. That's where, because this is Zenless Zone Zero writing, nangong drops the bombshell that production wants all these Denny's like within this week. And Belle's like, oh, hell no, Jigsaw, your ass is tweaking. Where are we supposed to get 10 million cadillion Denny's from? And then, because this is the 2.7 release and Cecilia got drip marketed, she comes through Belle's window, slithers down the steps, and she's like, hey guys, I heard you guys needed some money. Well, you're asking the right girl. So because you two need some Denny help, and I helped you last time by hiring you two, this time I'm gonna help you out again. Not because I need help with it. No. Like, I'm so capable of doing this holo commission by myself, but like, oh my god, like, it would be so helpful helpful if you two join along with me to do this holo commission that I got from this guy. Like, not from my boss, but I mean, like, he pays me well. He really does. He pays me super well. I got this side gig from internet, I mean, like, from Twitter, and he was like, oh, if we go into the holo and we beat up this guy, then I will pay you 1 codillion delis. And isn't that crazy? That's like half of your production costs. So what do you say, besties? Belle, nangong, you, bangbu 18 are all looking at Cecilia, and she's like sweating up a storm and like borderline about to have a mental breakdown. We ain't got nothing else to lose, so we might as well. And Cecilia's like, yes, I don't have to do a holo commission alone. I mean, like I said, I'm like so experienced in doing holo missions. Belle goes to Wise and she relays everything that just happened earlier that day. And Wise is like, well, didn't you like check with Cissia what this commission is? Hey, Fairy, can you like check the validity of this commission? And Fairy's like, scanning for Cissia's internet account. We have found it. There it is. And she reads off the commission, and Wise is like, I think we're gonna need a plan B. You three can go out into the holo while I work on plan B for fundraising the Angels of Delusion special release album.
The next day,
Wise is sitting there thinking, what's the best way to hook people into watching this project Blu-ray DVD 4K release? Size difference. What a good hook. I gotta text up Billy right now. You meet Billy and you both go to Phylum Heights to go to Banyue's dojo. And Billy's like, whoa, no way. I've never seen these type of training dummies before. These dummies look like the same dummies that the Starlight Knights beat up and stuff when they're training. So while Billy is enamored by some training dummies, Wise goes over to Banyue, and Banyue was like, so what's the reason that you two are here? It's clearly not because you want to join my dojo, is it not? And Wise is like, well, I think my body would break down if I ever join your dojo, Banyue. No offense, all the offenses to me. I'm super weak. I need to record you having with Billy over there. After explaining the cause, Banyue reluctantly agrees. Well, would Billy agree to this? Oh yeah, Billy would agree to it. No problem. Proxy, are you crazy? Banyue's slong is as big as my thigh. There's literally no way that thing could fit in my... Turns out, Banyue and Billy's biggest worry wasn't actually the recording process of them both doing say gex. It was the fact that Banyue was going to be going into Billy, and Billy didn't want to be turned into a scrap heap after everything's said and done. Which, fair. So, don't worry. Before coming down here, I asked Grace if they made intelligent construct grade lubricant, and she said yes. So, I asked her what was the best brand, and she said it was this one. So, theoretically, if Banyue put this onto himself, he could go into Billy without destroying him. Reluctantly, Billy agrees to this entire ordeal plan. And 30-40 minutes later, well, Billy is still in one piece. If anything, he can still walk, which is crazy. It's quite messy, but hey, the lubricant worked.
Day 2.
Wise goes down to Bellabog Industries' most recent construction site. There, he tells Grace how the lubricant that she recommended him to use worked perfectly. Wise wasn't just there for Grace, though. He was there to ask Ben and Anton if they wanted to do a little bit of workplace construction site. They both immediately shut down. Not because they didn't want to be recorded doing the do. No, they were both okay with that. But they were not okay with doing the do at the construction site, because not only would that be a health hazard to both of them and also Wise, but it could have a serious health violation, and that could go up to Kaleda. And if Kaleda found out that stuff like that was happening, she would probably explode. But don't worry, bro. I know a popular cruising spot around here that we could totally record at, and that has a certain spot that would totally fit your 4K DVD Blu-ray release of whatever project that you're working on. And Wise is like, great, but like, how do you know about this place? Wise hangs out at the construction site all day, plays some Fortnite with Kaleda sometimes, and then, well, it's midnight now, and Anton and Ben are like, well, we're done here, so we can head to the spot. A couple streets downwards, it's a park. Ah, a classic. And deep inside the park's forest, there's a wall. Ah, a classic. For whatever reason, this park has a quote-unquote forest, and in the middle of the forest, there was this cinder block wall, and then the cinder block wall got a hole blown right through it, and now at night, around midnight to 3 a.m., you can catch a bunch of guys. They're pretending to be stuck inside the wall. And sometimes they do actually get stuck in the wall. And whenever that happens, Bellobog Industries comes in and helps them out. And that's how we got here. This fits all your criteria, bro, right? It's in the public somewhat. It's hit the tags of stuck in a wall. And it's safe for the most part. Look, me and even my bro can get through this hole and we're not actually stuck. Yeah, as long as you don't want me inside that hole, Proxy, because there's no way that I can fit inside that hole. If I tried, there wouldn't be a wall here anymore, and a lot of people probably wouldn't come to this park at night, at least. Well, the only thing left to do is record, and after 30 minutes, all right, we got enough footage, boys. Drag Anton out of the hole, Ben carries him, and you head back to random play.
Safely.
Wise is sitting there, totaling out the footage. I think we could squeeze in one more thing into here. But how would I? Just conveniently, Cecilia texts Wise and she's like, oh my god, so like I totally forgot that I was supposed to hang out with my boss's little brother today. And your sister told me that you have a pretty good relationship with him. So like, could you please do me a big, gigantic favor and like just hang out with him today? Because I told him that we were gonna go and get flowers, but like this mission is like totally beating my ass. I mean, like, it's not beating my ass, it's beating Nangong and your sister's ass, but she's okay, don't worry about her. But like, it's totally not beating my ass. I'm totally okay. So yeah, I gotta go. Bye. You go down to Lumina Square over to the flower shop and you meet Seth, and Seth's like, oh, thank God it wasn't Cecilia, because Cecilia sucks at picking flowers and I would have to teach her the ropes, which is probably the reason why my brother wanted her to have me teach her how to pick flower anyway. I need to pick flowers because I'm going to meet somebody later this week and I want to give him a bouquet. And you're like, him? So you and Seth are picking out flowers, talking about flower types and their meanings and how to take care of plants and shit. And craziest coincidence happens. Harumasa's there. Seth points at Harumasa. Harumasa points at Seth. And they're like, what are you doing here? Well, I was picking out flowers so that I can make a bouquet when we meet this week. And Harumasa's like, well, I was going to pick flowers so that I could make a bouquet when I met you this week. And Wise was like, man, this shit is so awkward. Well, can't surprise each other now. That said, hey, I need like a gigantic big favor from you two. Wise proposes the idea and Harumasa's like, I'm cool with it. If that meant that maybe my fan club will have less crazy fans, then I mean, by all means. But Seth seems to be a lot less cool about it. At least publicly having his face known in the video. Oh, don't worry. We can just take a POV of like, I don't know, like maybe Harumasa going inside you, like twink top and sleeper build bottom. Whoa, that sounds crazy, doesn't it? We don't even need to film your face at all. It's just gonna be your body. And Seth's rebuttal is, oh, but but if it's for the Angels of Delusion, I'll do it. On the metro trip back to 6th Street, Harumasa and Wise are sitting across from Seth, so Seth can't actually hear them. And Harumasa tells Wise, so I think Seth didn't want to agree to it because of the idea that you proposed, because it's going to be me on top and Seth on bottom. Not because Seth can't actually take it, but this is going to be his first time taking it. With Wise's newfound logic that Seth's going to be taking it for the first time, that's even better because that's an extra tag that we could put onto the Blu-ray. The three of you get to random play and you double check with Seth that, hey, you know, if you don't want to do this, that's okay. And Seth's like, no, I can do this. I can do this for the sake of Angels of Delusion, and it was going to bound to happen anyways, so I might as well. But can you do me a favor and do you have something to cover my mouth while we do the deed? One top harumasa and ball gagged Seth session later, and we got enough footage for an hour and 30-minute long Blu-ray 4K release, boys. You say your goodbyes to Harumasa and Seth and thank them again for agreeing to do this crazy ass antic, and then the door busts open and it's Lighter. Hey manager, your sister told me that you needed help with your project that you were doing for the Angels of Delusion, huh? So I came over and she didn't tell me what you needed, but she also told me to bring one of these, and he holds up a bunny suit. I told her that this wouldn't fit me, but she said that this could fit you, and now that I'm looking at you and looking at it, yeah, this totally could fit you. Oh god, oh my god, how did Belle know that I was doing, Lighter, spending no time at all, throws Wise into the bunny suit, and then bada bing bada boom, there's an extra hour of footage for the 4K Blu-ray project.
Day 4.
Belle, Nangong, and Cecilia all come back to random play, and it turns out, yeah, that commission was a real commission, but bro didn't have as much money as he said in the commission. In total, Denny's that he did have to pay out to them, it was like half of what the production cost was. Well, luckily, Wise was doing this plan B, so we can rely on that for money, right, Fairy? Warning, there is a high possibility that Sunna and Aria would want to watch Wise's project to understand why all this money came in. It is highly recommended to not show Sunna and Aria what Wise has done these past few days. And Belle's like, oh my god, what was he doing? Belle watches about 1 hour and 30 minutes of unedited footage, and she gets to the point where Lighter and Wise shows up and she's like, I don't need to watch that. You know, at least he was doing his part somewhat, but now what the hell am I supposed to do? Suggestion: if Master takes all of the Angels of Delusion plus the non-stellar policewoman outside and collaborate together, you can gather all the men that Second Assistant gathered for his project to do a test demo album, and you can make that Fogel test album public. And if people wanted to access the full Second Assistant project, they can spend an extra fee to get one that has a code, and that code can take them to the Random Play website page to guarantee that the sales of both the safe for work and not safe for work version, and you can show the safe for work version to Sunna and Aria and keep their purity. Nangong and Cecilia are standing behind Belle now that Fairy has said her piece, and Cecilia's like, I'll have you know, I am a stellar police officer. My grade in the police academy is a D+. Well, if your AI assistant says that that is the best case action so that Wise's project doesn't go to waste, then why not? Nangong gets Sunna and Aria, and you have to break the news to Sunna that she's gonna have to produce a couple more tracks, and she's like, oh my god, you guys just hate me. I produced 8 tracks for the Angels of Delusion album all within like in the past weeks, and now you want me to make a whole new album? It's okay, Sunna, I'm not asking you to produce the entire album. This album is going to be a collaboration between you, me, Fairy, Astra Yao, Cissia, and Effia. All of us are going to get together and we're going to produce the craziest EP to have ever touched New Eridu, and it's going to be based off of this Fairy Play Bang Boo Javelin's Whiteout album. After one hell of a day full of monster cans and pleas and promises to all the guys that their vocals weren't going to sound trash, Project Say-Gex EP is done. Thanks to Fairy's suggestion, they took out the Angels Delusion part and they just kept it Project Say-Gex. They credited the artist to Random Play. Wow, we are artists, we are on the same level as Astra Yao and the Angel's Delusion? That's crazy. But anyways, we got it now, and we just gotta sell this thing. One air not post later, a couple of shares from everybody, and I really do mean everybody in this case, and a bunch of photos of the guys that are in the videos, and bada bing, bada boom, the next day, everybody and their mamas are at random play. Did it help that Yanagi caught wind of Harumasa's consent of Wise's project, and she was like, well, if you wanted to help them, then you can go and help them sell your own CD. Now, Harumasa's fan base is also even more bigger than Miyabi's. Well, that plan backfired, and Miyabi's like, wow, I never thought I'd see the day where there was more Harumasa shirts than my own shirts out there. But congratulations, Harumasa. It also didn't help that Nicole caught wind that Billy was on the CD project, and she was like, you're on this? And you didn't tell us about it? Oh my god, proxies. Don't worry, we can help sell your CDs. If you agree that whatever CDs that we sell, we split it by 50-50. You can keep whatever you guys sell and that Harumasa sells, but for us, it's gonna be 50-50. I mean, like, Billy literally put his ass on the line. Literally. Cut to the end of the day. There's no longer a mob outside of random play. Nicole has taken her cut of the Denny's. Harumasa is absolutely fucking beat. And now it's just Belle, Wise, and Fairy. And the Angels are all grateful that the Angels of Delusion Deluxe package box is now in production, and they took away way more Denny's than they thought, so now they can have a live show at Star Loop. And Cecilia, well, she's happy with her cut, so hey, win's a win. Well, except for the fact that Wise was also now on that project that he was recording, and he's absolutely embarrassed about it. Well, if you were embarrassed about it, why even do that project to begin with if you weren't willing to put yourself on it? And hey, it sold really well anyways, so that was a good idea. Fairy comes on, yes, second assistant, you should be proud. Traffic on the Random Play website has gone up by 1,000,000%, and the amount of new users that now have a Random Play account has also gone up by 2,000,000%, and the amount of people that are on the R18 plus section of our website is about 1 million new Eridu residents. Plus wise, we made enough Denny's to pay for our electricity bill on time for the rest of this year. Isn't that great? And it cuts to Wise, like red in the face, face down on the floor, rolling in agony. I think it's really about him in a bodysuit. So yeah, that's the 2.7 story update. Don't tell Hoyoverse. Actually, yeah, you can tell Hoyoverse that I told you what Wise was doing, because I didn't tell you what Belle, nangong, and Cecilia were doing when they were in the hollow doing all the hollow normal zenless zone 0 main story. So I guess we'll see.